Hey, what's going on, guys? The workout footage you're about to see is actually from Labor Day, which I realize is probably a few weeks old from when you're seeing this, or maybe even a month. But I got a lot of life going on, guys, so I might not be able to record for a few days or a week or so, and I know a lot of you would go into cardiac arrest if you don't see me for a few days, so I'm planning ahead here, and you can see I'm really good at focusing this camera. Oh, there we go. We're in focus. Okay. So one of the things that I really like about going to the gym on weekends or just days I don't have to work is I can spend as long as I really want in there, which is pretty great, and I spend a lot of time warming up. So here I just did a first warm-up set and I noticed my rear delts were pretty tight, so I did some more warm-up, and in total I probably did 35 minutes of just warming up. And I know some people are going to think that's overdoing it, but it wasn't very intense stuff. I'm just getting loosened up. A lot of people seem to think that if they're doing a workout that seems like it's primarily upper body, that they don't need to do any warming up for their lower body. However, on something like a bench press, you would be surprised how much lower body involvement there is, especially if you're doing it correctly. So for me, I really have to warm up my hips to make sure I'm getting enough leg drive. And unfortunately, during the week when I work out before work, I don't have a whole lot of time to do this. So if I only have an hour and 20 minutes or an hour and a half to get my workout done, I usually spend about 15, maybe 20 minutes tops warming up, which is adequate. It makes sure that I'm not getting hurt and I'm able to perform the movement correctly. But there's still sometimes I notice I do perform better when I have this extra time, especially during my first set or two. So inevitably, I start thinking it would be awesome if I had this extra time every single day, and it would probably be more optimal for someone like me. And the word optimal is something I've noticed is getting thrown around all the time lately, and I first started noticing it when Ian McCarthy started coming around and presenting research showing such and such would be more optimal compared to X, which is obviously great data to have so we can work in the most efficient manner possible. But what I think happens sometimes is it discourages people, because if they can't do what is optimal, it's like this all or nothing approach, and they're thinking that they don't need to do it at all or they shouldn't do it at all, and it would be a complete waste of time to do it any other way. And obviously this can be really demotivating and prevent people from ever reaching their goals if they do think this way. So what I try to portray to people is do things as optimally as you can in what fits into your lifestyle, but if there's certain things that you can't do quote unquote optimally, then it's okay because you can still make progress. And I think I'm a good example of that, not saying that I make a whole lot of progress, but what I'm saying is there's a ton of stuff that I do not do optimally at all. I work out at 5:30 a.m. and there is nothing optimal about being awake for 20 minutes and going and trying to pull 450 pounds off of the ground. And I would be much better suited if I could work out at 10:30 or 11 a.m. That's when I'm most awake. That's when my central nervous system has finally woken up. But I can't call my boss and say, hey, can I leave at 10 and work a flex schedule so I can get into the gym at the most optimal time of the day? I mean, obviously it's just never gonna work like that. And some people might argue and say, well, you should go to the gym after work because that would be more optimal than going before, which might be true, but it wouldn't be more optimal for my life, because after work I like to go see my friends, I like to go to networking events, really anything that can come up, or just stay at work late, and the gym would not fit in there. So being optimal is much different than being realistic, and I think we all need to find that threshold, and once we do, we can make all of this work. I just don't like to see people get turned away from this lifestyle or not live a healthy lifestyle because of these things that they see and they read, and they think that they just have to do it one way. Whoa, Beard. Okay, this clip is not supposed to be here, but we're just going to roll with it. But like I was saying, they think that there's these rules set in stone and you can't break them, and if you do, it will be completely worthless and your time will be wasted, which couldn't be further from the truth. And we see this a lot with nutrition as well. Think about all the people that are still out there that are stuck in those bro ways, and even people I know that aren't into the health and fitness lifestyle that think these certain things that bros have perpetuated over the years, and so they're like, I'm not even going to try it at all because I could never abide by that. And who could? That's the beauty of flexible dieting, is you can make it work in your normal life. At the end of the day, no one lives in this perfect vacuum where they can do everything optimally all the time, and I think when we look at it objectively, we all know that, but fitness does tend to attract obsessive personalities. And I'm not trying to act like I don't care about my progress at all, because I do. I really put a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of energy into this, but I'm not going to sacrifice everything just to make progress and just to do things what people would say are optimal. In a perfect world, we would all be engaging in some kind of physical activity, whether it be walking on a treadmill, lifting weights, playing racquetball, yoga, jumping hopscotch, I don't know, anything to increase your cardiovascular health, and then making better food decisions, making sure you're getting your micronutrients, your fiber, really anything to improve your quality of life. So I'll challenge you to reach out to the people that you love and you care about and explain this to them. I get that it's going to be intimidating, but I think that they can make a big improvement on their life, and they probably want to do so, and they don't have to be as dedicated as most of us are to just make that slight change for the better. And for the people that are already really dedicated to this lifestyle, like most of the people watching my channel, I get that you don't want to take shortcuts and you want to do everything possible to make as much progress as you can, because I'm just like that. I have that same mentality. But what I've come to learn over the years is there are a lot of things in fitness that have diminishing returns, so you might have to go way out of your way to actually get it done, and it doesn't really have that much of a return to you. It's not really worth it, in my opinion. So remember that this is not our livelihood, it's not how we feed our families, it's not how we make our money, so it's not all that serious, and you can still make a ton of progress and achieve your goals by doing things as best as you can and fit into your lifestyle. So that's my sermon for today, guys. I hope this didn't sound like I was preaching. I kind of just went off on a tangent there. Hopefully I didn't lose any of you. Please leave your feedback below. Woo, talking really fast. All right, slow down. Please like the video if you enjoyed it. I would really appreciate that, and I'll talk to you guys very soon. I had no intentions of recording this, but it turned out so well, I figured I would share it with my YouTube family, because this is something that actually happens quite often. So when I'm not trying to impress you guys and make something cool, what I typically do is just throw things into a bowl to hit my macros at the end of the night, and it might turn out well, it might not. But tonight, I'm pretty impressed with this. So over here I've got a bowl of protein powder, Greek yogurt, peanut butter, cologne. Just kidding. I don't know why that's there. But if we just added some Splenda, and it actually is super tasty, so I'm going to use it as a spread on a bagel and also to dip my apples in. So there you have it, guys. Just gotta get a little bit creative, think outside the box, and you never know what you can come up with. That's my motivational speech for tonight.
Hey. Oh, 1-5, what it do?